All right, let's go. Take your pick, number one. There have been 12 rookie quarterbacks to win a playoff game in the NFL playoff history Super Bowl era. The last one came last season with CJ Stroud. There are two chances this year with Bo Nix and Denver going to face Buffalo in the AFC. Jayden Daniels in Washington headed down to Tampa Bay in the NFC. So, Jenks, take your pick. Which rookie quarterback gets a win in the playoffs? Will it be Bo Nix, Jayden Daniels, both, or neither?
I feel like Jayden Daniels is going to scramble the old chicken this weekend. You know what I'm talking about? I think if there's any quarterback that can pull off some sort of miracle, and I don't say miracle because, look, the Commanders are just 3-point dogs in Tampa Bay. But I do think Tampa's going to win that game. But if there's been any quarterback who has had more magical moments in the last 30 seconds of games this season, it's been Jayden Daniels, honestly. I know, again, he's a rookie, but I feel more comfortable in a guy like that who tends to have this is probably not going to be a word, he has this unflappable spirit about him where he just, no matter, if you watch him, it's, and I keep saying this, but every time he makes a mistake or every time the team makes a mistake, I love watching his poise and watching his reaction. He just doesn't care. He has a very short memory, and they have relied on him in a ton of situations where the defense isn't holding up because the Commanders have, the 30th ranked rush defense in the NFL. They can't stop the run. So I think we're going to see a lot of points between the Bucs and Commanders. And I think if this is a back-and-forth game and the ball is in Jayden Daniels' hands, they have a chance to win. I think it's going to be the Bucs, but if we're talking the two rookie quarterbacks, I'm going with JD5.
I think that's certainly the more logical of the two. And obviously, if you look at the point spread, the Commanders, like you said, only 3-point dogs on the road to the Bucs. But let's go back to that stat of rookie quarterbacks. Because I think if you look at stats and trends, if you don't have a reason why they exist, then they're not actually a trend. And on the surface, you would say, oh, because the rookie quarterbacks are bad, right? No, it's not necessarily all on the rookies. I think some of it is the fact that you look at these teams who have rookie quarterbacks. Why do they have rookie quarterbacks? Probably because they were bad last year. So I think my question comes when it comes to the whole team and how much depth does this team have? Because I was looking at the stat yesterday with rookie quarterbacks. In the last 10 years, rookie quarterbacks are 0-9 straight up when having to play on the road. So both these quarterbacks, they're not playing at home. They're having to go on the road. And I'm not saying that Jayden Daniels is going to be shrinking in the moment. I'm just saying as a team, it's not like the Commanders are a team that has a ton of depth. Like, look at their receiving core and look at the team overall. We were talking about this the other day. What's the best win that the Commanders have had this year? Is it against the Eagles when Jalen Hurts didn't even play the whole game? So I think that's when my questions arise. And how much credit should we be giving to the Bucs? This is a team that went toe-to-toe with the Detroit Lions last year in the postseason. Almost beat them. This was very much a game until the fourth quarter, and Mike Evans feels like an ageless wonder. Baker Mayfield is still very good. So I'm going to go neither.
Fair enough. Remember, week one, Tampa Bay beat Washington 37-20 in Tampa Bay. So they've already played once this year. So, and I think it's a good point, Chelsea, as far as the reason you're a rookie quarterback is because your team probably picked high up in the draft, and the rest of the team's probably not very good. So there you go. All right, let's move on to take your pick number two. Steelers and Packers all time have two of the best road playoff records in NFL history. Steelers 12-15 all time on the road. Green Bay 14-19 away from home. Both of them will be on the road this week in the wild card round. So, Chelsea, take your pick. Which of these teams is going to pull off another road playoff win? Will it be Pittsburgh? Will it be Green Bay? Both or neither?
I mean, again, I think I would probably go with neither, but just for the sake of argument, let's pick a team here because that's more fun. I think for me, I'm giving the Steelers a better shot. And it's crazy because I know they're 10-point dogs, but this is still a division rivalry and still one of the best division rivalries we have pretty much in the NFL. If you look at the Packers here, this is where the questions I have for Green Bay start. Is that if we're going to do the quote unquote fraud alert for the Vikings, we might have to do it for the Packers as well, because looking at the Packers against NFC playoff teams this year, they're 1-5. They're one win coming against the Rams. So when you face against, the top teams, That's the record you should be looking at, not the overall record. Can this team beat up on bad teams? Who cares? Look at the Eagles. The Eagles are going to have Jalen Hurts back. They've still been cruising. So I think that the Eagles win that game. I don't have a ton of faith in the Steelers because I think that kind of applies to them as well. But still, if I'm picking one of the two, I'm going to go with the division rivalry.
I'm going neither. Yeah, I don't think any one of these teams has a chance, honestly. I mean, when you look at the Ravens game, the Ravens are, 10-point favorites now over the Steelers? Now, can the Steelers cover? Sure. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about who's just going to pull an upset here. And the Steelers are playing bad football. I hate to say it, man, because they were a fun story for a while, but now they've lost 4 straight. Russell Wilson has really regressed over his past 2 or 3 games. That defense has been giving up points. And then conversely, I think the loss of Christian Watson is huge for the Packers. If you're going to go into Philly and beat an Eagles team that is now rested, that is ready to go in front of that home crowd, man, you got to have all hands on deck. And Jordan Love, I know he's going to play, got banged up last game. This just sets up, I think, really poorly for both teams. So I'm going to say neither.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I actually would be on Green Bay more than Pittsburgh. I just am not. And we talked about this on the show when we looked at their last 3 games, that Baltimore was the team to take. I think they were plus money at the time to win the division because of the Steelers' final 3 games. They're limping to the playoffs, although Mike Tomlin says that perhaps he will find ways to get Justin Fields involved in the offense. Glory be, that will save everything. All right, the last 3 seasons, at least one wild card matchup has ended up in a blowout. Last year, Houston beat Cleveland 45-14. Year before, San Francisco crushing Seattle 41-23. And, of course, 2022, Buffalo killed New England 47-17. So, Jinx, of all the wild card games, which one of these could end in a blowout?
I think I'm going to surprise you here. I'm riding with the Chargers, man. I love the way the Chargers are playing right now. This is a dangerous football team, and I know they're only 3-point favorites, and I know this game is in Houston, so they got to go on the road. But if you dig a little bit deeper into what L.A. has done, which I still can't get over saying L.A., I want to say San Diego so badly. It's the Chargers. Okay, fine. But over the past, 3 or 4 weeks, they've averaged more than 36 points per game, I think the last 3 weeks. Justin Herbert has started tossing the ball around. J.K. Dobbins is in the backfield now, so he's healthier. This Chargers offense has really come alive. And also, when you look at their defense, this is the number 1 defense in the NFL in points allowed. So they're playing complementary football. They've got a head coach who has been there and done that, not just at Michigan, but in the NFL, as we know. And the Texans have been really disappointing this season. I think there is the potential for the Chargers to go into Houston and kind of make this a rout.
I think for me, I'll go the other direction simply because look at the total in that game. Was it 42.5? I think I'm going to go with the team that I think has more of the top end potential when it comes to their offense, and that's the Buffalo Bills. 9-point favorites over the Broncos. Looking at Buffalo's offense this year, this is the second most prolific offense in the NFL this year. I feel like I don't have to list all the reasons. You probably know Josh Allen is the favorite to win MVP. This game's in Buffalo. We know how they get behind their home team, and then they're facing a rookie quarterback. Bo Nix has been good this year, but still, we just talked about the numbers for rookie quarterbacks going on the road in the last 10 years, 0-9. So I do have some questions when it comes to their offense keeping pace with Buffalo. So I'm going to go the Bills.